Switching gears, the Bipartisan Committee has settled on a hybrid system that will incorporate talks that will involve Parliament and also experts outside of the august House. The members agree that Parliament will provide researchers and the Hansard and also cater for the costs incurred during the sittings that are set to kick off next Tuesday. As our very own Chemtai Goin reports, the team also settled on the first agenda on the table, the determination of the fate of the selection panel on IEBC and its reconstitution, with a 6-member subcommittee formed to lay the framework for the engagement. Take a listen.
With previous engagements marred by varying positions that threatened to stall the talks even before they began, a consensus was finally reached. The committee Wednesday hit the road running and began resolving issues that have pushed the opposition to the streets. The first issue out of the 12 listed by the parties to be discussed next week will be the reconstitution of the polls body IEBC, following the exit of all the commissioners and also the fate of the selection panel that had been formed to fill the vacant positions.
We have constituted a subcommittee of 6 members. On the Azimio side, Senator Sifuna is a member, Senator Wambua and Honorable Millie Odhiambo, and they are convened by Senator Sifuna. On the Kenya Kwanza side, Senator Halwale, Senator Sigei and Honorable Mutuse are members, and they are convened by Senator Sigei. We expect that by the time we come back, they'll have concretized thoughts around that. And we take the early opportunity that on that selection, that idea of reconstitution of the IBC, anyone with any idea is welcome to share it with us through our joint secretaries.
The Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition political party got its way in its quest to have the bipartisan talks be extra-parliamentary and mirror the National Accord talks. They have a seemingly ceded ground to allow the route to merge with the parliamentary process.
In the parliamentary, we mean that we will have the recognition of Parliament, recognizing this committee as existing and doing its work as part and parcel of Parliament, while extra-parliamentary means that we will have people who are not parliamentarians coming in also into the talks and discussing with us the issues in contention and also assisting us in the work we are doing.
To set the process in motion, the committee co-chairs have written to speakers of both houses, requesting them to issue communication to members of Parliament on the existence and role of the committee, and also deal with the issue of facilitating the Hansard and also researchers that will help in coming up with a final report. The committee's final report, due within the coming months, expected to recommend laws that need review.
We'll be giving you recommendations from time to time, and those recommendations will tell us which law we are amending. Are we doing it in Parliament, or it's going to be a referendum, if that ever comes to be?
We are contemplating having an entity that we can bounce certain ideas off them before we concretize. And that is something that has always happened.
The chairs further revealed that they hope to build consensus within the team before the report is tabled in Parliament to minimize interference.
Even the National Accord was ring-fenced. So it is not uncommon. You negotiate your positions, and once there's consensus, then that necessarily limits intervention, because to interfere with a political pact, then you go back to square one.
We ring-fence it, but of course, at the end of the day, Parliament is the supreme law-making body.
Though Parliament will cover most of the costs, the committee has received support from Algier, a governance institution, and is calling on like-minded parties to support them,
provided there's no condition.
As the bipartisan committee begins building consensus on common issues that have been raised by both parties, it may be a walk in the park in the initial stages, but the committee will face its biggest test when it begins addressing issues that have raised strong positions within members of the committee. This includes the auditing of the server to relook the results of the 2022 presidential election results, and also Kenya Kwanza's push to have an audit of what transpired here at the Bomas of Kenya on August 15th before the declaration of the final presidential election results. Chemtai Goin, Citizen